story begins in Los Angeles, where Gloria Fuentes, a young makeup artist, is trying to make a living after the loss of her parents. After finishing a long day of work, she packs her kit, gets into her car, and drives south across the US-Mex border into Tijuana. Her destination is the home of Suzu, her best friend since childhood, who is preparing to compete in the Miss Baja California beauty pageant. Gloria promised to help Suzu with her makeup.
We're not paying you to think.
And intends to keep that promise. When she arrives, the reunion is warm and full of laughter, as the two women quickly fall back into the comfort of old memories, sharing stories, teasing each other, and letting the excitement of the upcoming pageant color the air. It's scheduled for the day after tomorrow. She meets Chava, Suzu's younger brother, who was only a toddler the last time she saw him. She gives him a gift she had brought along for him from America.
Then there's rehearsals for 3 days.
Girl, I'm still trying to grow boobs.
You're huge!
Yeah, hasta que regresaste a Tijuana.
Yeah.
Later that night, Suzu convinces Gloria to go to a nightclub with her, and agrees to it. At the club, every corner of the building is crowded and loud, full of music, drinks, and people dressed to impress. Suzu leads Gloria to a wealthy man called Chief Saucedo, who allegedly finances the beauty pageant. Rumors have it that he sleeps with whoever emerges as the winner of the contest.
Supposedly finances the contest.
But Suzu is still fixated on winning, regardless. The chief gets instantly attracted to Gloria and tries to grope her on the spot, but she gets really uncomfortable and excuses herself to the bathroom immediately.
Chief Saucedo runs the state police.
My real passion in life.
There in the bathroom, Gloria's mid-squat, about to do the royal flush, when suddenly, a cartel squad kicks in the bathroom, like it's Call of Duty. Stall edition. She sits there hopelessly as one of the men bursts in and yanks her out. He aims a pistol at her and is about to pull the trigger when the boss stops him. He decides to play a little game where he intentionally lets her go, telling her she has only 10 seconds to leave the building if she wants to get out alive.
You never saw us.
While Gloria dashes out of the bathroom, she's stuck between dashing straight for the door or dashing towards her friend to warn her. She chooses the latter and runs towards Suzu, who she sees talking to the chief at a distance. But being a loud and crowded space, she keeps getting interrupted by a bunch of people on the way, and her screams are not heard. Suddenly, the mood of the entire club changes when the armed men storm inside with assault rifles. Chaos erupts as they open fire, shooting anything or anybody unfortunate enough to be in front of their barrels. Screams fill the air, bottles shatter, and people scramble for safety. Gloria ducks down, trying to find cover, and in the chaos, she loses sight of Suzu. She calls out for her, but Suzu is swallowed by the crowd and the gunfire. Gloria manages to crawl to the exit of the building, narrowly avoiding bullets, and hides in the parking lot. She calls Suzu's phone repeatedly, but keeps getting voicemailed, so she panics. Police start to arrive with some ambulances, securing the people's safety. The cartels slip out and make a swift escape immediately. After a few hours, Gloria calls the hospital to ask if Suzu has been admitted as one of the people in critical condition by any chance. But her hopes crumble when they tell her they've not seen her. Still panicked, Gloria heads to a coffee shop to regroup her thoughts, but ends up sleeping off there.
Can't come in here. Can't come in here.
Suzu, I'm at the diner across the street from the Millennium Club. If you get this, please meet me here, okay?
By the time she wakes up, it's already morning, and most of the people who were around have evacuated the venue. She calls Chava to ask if Suzu has somehow managed to make it back home, but Chava is just puzzled why they both left him to spend the night by himself in the whole house. Not wanting to worry him, Gloria assures him that they'll both be home soon. Frustrated, she looks outside and sees a police car right next to the coffee shop. She approaches the officer beside it and reports about her friend's disappearance. The cop just plainly tells her to report it to the police station, but she tells him she doesn't have enough time. She adds that she'd be of great benefit to them because she saw the cartels and would be able to make finding them a little easier. The cop urges her to get in his car as he proceeds to take her to the station. On the road, she starts to get suspicious of the gestures he makes, and to confirm her suspicions,
I was at the Millennium Club last night and I saw the men who did this and I really need your help.
You have to go to the station, fill out a report.
the cop delivers her to a bunch of cartels who bundle her into a car. Gloria is brought before Lino Esparza, the man in charge of the cartel, and the same cartel boss who let her go in the bathroom. Lino is calm, controlled, and dangerous, his authority unquestioned by the men around him. He sizes Gloria up immediately, and decides she will be useful. She begs that she was only trying to find her friend, and Lino offers her a deal, or better yet, a threat. He tells her that if she wants to stay alive and ever see her friend again, she will do as he says. Lino wastes no time in testing her usefulness.
Why are you here?
I just came to visit my friend.
I can help you find your friend.
Gloria is placed behind the wheel of a car, in between two cars, which the men would be using to both lead and shadow her. Her hands tremble as they wrap around the steering wheel, while one of the cartel members leans in and explains in clipped instructions where she must drive and where she must park. As the engine rumbles beneath her, she glances in the rearview mirror and sees men with guns watching her intently, their expressions unreadable, but their message clear. She knows she is under their control and has to do exactly as they say. They all take off and drive through the streets of Tijuana, trying to keep her breathing steady as she follows the route. Her mind spins with terror, but she stabilizes herself and continues to drive. When she reaches the destination, which is the front of a police building, she pulls into the spot indicated to her. She steps out slowly and gets into the next car, which takes her to a hill to reunite with the others. Lino brings out a device and pushes a button on it, and immediately, the car she had parked in front of the police station explodes, obliterating everyone within the building. The car had been laced with explosives, and Gloria had been the one who drove it and left it there. The aftermath of the explosion cements her entanglement with the cartel. Gloria is hurried back into their vehicle and driven away while the city sirens blare in the distance. Lino asks her what she was doing at the nightclub the last time they crossed paths, and she explains that her friend was trying to get connected for the pageant. Acting like he didn't hear anything she said, Lino takes her to the pageant enrollment building and asks her to get enrolled. She tries to explain that she's not interested in the context, but Lino gives her the classic selective hearing treatment, like every dad watching football when you ask them to take out the trash. Lino hands her a burner phone, which he tells her to use to reach him. He orders one of his men to escort her through the operation. Inside the building, Gloria's enrollment process gets sped up due to Lino's underground connections. She excuses herself to use the bathroom and escapes through the window after locking the door against the man who is meant to be keeping an eye on her. Out on the streets, while Gloria tries to escape,
Le damos la bienvenida, Gloria. Where's your restroom?
she's intercepted and abducted by a DEA agent who confronts her with a bunch of allegations. He tells her they know how she has been working with Lino's men, and that they are ready to charge her as a criminal unless she cooperates. Gloria tries to explain that she is being forced, that she is only trying to survive and save her friend, but the DEA agent's tone is cold and unyielding, offering her no sympathy.
I'm an American citizen. I know my rights.
How long you been working for La Estrella?
I'm looking for my friend Suzu.
He gives her an ultimatum that it's either she helps them bring down Lino from the inside, or she will be treated as part of his organization. Caught between the cartel, who would kill her in an instant for betrayal, and the DEA, who view her as expendable leverage, she realizes that her survival now depends on balancing two equally dangerous forces, and begins to live like a double agent, reporting to the DEA in secret, while trying to keep Lino from suspecting her betrayal. They hand her a tracker chip, which she's to plant in Lino's phone.
We have you on charges of terrorism.
The agent also makes her memorize his number before letting her go. Without a beat, Gloria hurries home, where she meets Chava safe and sound. Being a naive child, Chava switches on the burner phone with her, and Lino tracks her location through it. In a matter of minutes, the entire gang pulls up on them. Lino scolds her for running away, but still shows interest in her regardless. The following day, she's given another mission to help them smuggle money across the border.
You better not be lying to me.
Please don't hurt him.
Ven pa' acá.
Some bundles are strapped to her waist, while the rest are hidden in a bumper under the car. Although terrified, she has no other option than to obey them. Getting to the borders, the sight of the officers with their rifles and ammunition makes her stomach churn as she grips the steering wheel tightly. She tries to keep her hands from shaking. When it gets to her turn, her passport gets verified, and she gets granted a pass. She zooms off to the agreed location immediately, There she exchanges the cash and gets given a different vehicle to drive back to Lino. This particular vehicle is filled with ammunition. Before she takes off, Jimmy, the man in charge, tells her to pass a message to Lino about there being a DEA spy in his team.
Where's the rest?
Under the car.
I want you to tell him Jimmy said that I need to get a message to Lino.
On her way back, Gloria puts a call through to the DEA, filling them in on what's going on. They lie in ambush at the location she gives them and prepare for war. Gloria arrives at the location and shortly gets joined by Lino and his men, who verify the weapons in her vehicle. Meanwhile, the DEA, which lies in ambush, takes a clear shot intended to kill Lino, but ends up missing. The raid bursts open, suddenly shouts, gunfire, the flash of bullets ricocheting off the ground. In the chaos, Gloria tries to proceed with the rescue plans they had provided for her earlier, but in a matter of time, she realizes they never intended to rescue her in the first place. Lino tries to protect her, but gets shot in the leg. Gloria knows she should run and find her own way to escape in the chaos, but instinct pushes her toward him. She helps him, dragging him to the nearest vehicle and zooming off with him. Though she doesn't know why, she cannot bring herself to abandon him completely. At the cartel's safe house, Gloria encounters Isabella, another woman tied to Lino's world, marked by a tattoo on her hand that brands her as property. Gloria, who had been ordered under DEA pressure to plant a tracking chip in Lino's phone, is at risk of getting caught, so she pulls the device from her own phone and discreetly slips it into another random phone she finds.
I didn't choose to be here either. What are you doing here anyway?
Lino abducted me.
The following morning, Lino wakes Gloria up from sleep and takes her outside with a fully loaded rifle. Gloria tries to hide her fear as best as she can. She also tries to brace herself for the worst. Suddenly, she hears him speak to her with the patience of a man who knows his power, explaining that trust is earned and that survival requires loyalty. He places the gun in her hands, correcting her stance and guiding her on how to be able to use it to defend herself if need be. After their awkward training session, Gloria asks about Suzu, and Lino replies that he doesn't know where she is yet, but he has been able to confirm that she's not in any hospitals or mortuaries, meaning she's still alive. Lino takes her to the place he grew up. There he reveals his tragic backstory that would in no way contribute to the plot of this story. He tells her about betrayal, about corrupt men who once left him broken, and he paints himself as both villain and victim, a man who could have been more, if not for the rot of the system. Lino's men discover the tracker in Isabella's device and see it as proof of betrayal. Lino executes her without hesitation, and Isabella collapses lifeless. Gloria's stomach twists with horror at the fact that the blood is not on Lino's hands alone, but is on hers too. She's slowly becoming what she despises. The following morning, when Lino tries to pick an outfit for Gloria, she snaps at him, asking him to kill her too, since that's what he's still going to end up doing when he no longer has use for her. Her torment only grows when he reveals surveillance footage of Suzu, her beloved friend, being trafficked under the protection of Chief Rafael Salcedo. And yet, Lino is not done using her. With Suzu's safety as leverage, he demands that Gloria enter the Miss Baja California pageant herself. He bribes the judges, ensures her entry, and tells her that her beauty, her citizenship, and her crown can be weapons for his empire. Gloria resists at first, her voice rising with disbelief, but Lino's face hardens. He tells her that she's going to emerge as the winner of the contest, and that all she has to do is act confident enough so she can get the attention of the chief.
Salcedo always invites the winner of the pageant to his party.
No, you want me to...
This is how you get your friend back.
The preparations are made quickly, and Gloria is thrust into the world of the pageant. When the night of the Miss Baja California pageant arrives, Gloria dresses up in glittering gowns and does her makeup herself, adding to her charm. On the stage, lights glare on her face, cameras capturing every step. She almost forgets for a moment that she is not there to chase a long-lost dream, but to survive a mission forced upon her. She walks the runway with poise, playing her part while Lino and his men watch from the shadows, ensuring she follows their plan. Chief Salcedo is present as well, smiling before the crowd and glaring eerily at her. When the results are announced, Gloria is declared the winner, crowned as Miss Baja. The applause, the confetti, and the cameras make it appear as though She has achieved glory, but to her, the crown feels like another set of chains. She wears it not with pride, but with dread, knowing it has been bought and forced upon her. Another tool in Lino's power play. Still, she tries to mask her fear, focusing only on the chance that this moment might somehow lead her closer to rescuing Suzu. As predicted, she gets invited to an after-party by Chief Saucedo, and she agrees. At the party, Gloria goes on with the plan of getting the chief alone in a room, and can't believe her eyes, as she casually runs into Suzu. Suzu explains that she was taken against her will by a bunch of men. She then reveals a tattoo on her hand, which happens to be the same tattoo Isabella had on her hand. That's when it all dawns on Gloria that she has been played the whole time. She tries to sabotage the chief's murder by warning him about the upcoming danger. He takes the necessary precautions, but is hit hard. Lino's men open fire, and what was once a glamorous pageant explodes into chaos. Gloria grabs a fully loaded gun from one of the dying men and proceeds to the front lines. Like the little training she happened to do with Lino that day has miraculously turned her into a mafia goddess. Gloria sees the same chief she tried to save, holding Suzu as a hostage with a gun to her head, and she immediately shoots his leg, destabilizing him completely. Lino commends her for doing a good job as he finishes off the chief himself. Little did he know he was next. Gloria asks him why he kidnapped her friend and lied to her the whole time, and when she realizes he doesn't have anything reasonable to say, she sends him beyond the clouds. As the smoke clears, Suzu clings to Gloria, both shaken but alive. Saucedo's corruption is laid bare.
I did what I had to do.
And the DEA swarms the wreckage, treating Gloria not as a savior, but still as a pawn. The CIA steps forward, calm and deliberate, offering Gloria a different kind of future. They tell her she has proven herself resourceful and capable, hinting that her ordeal was more than survival, but more like a test. Gloria listens, silent but changed. She is no longer the timid woman who crossed into Tijuana with a makeup kit. She has been crowned and bloodied, hunted and used, but she has endured. Whatever comes next, one thing is certain, and it is that Gloria Fuentes has become something more than a victim. She has become Miss Bala, not just the title given to her on stage, but the identity forged through fire, survival, and defiance. She takes the deal and joins the CIA on the condition that her friend Suzu gets all her charges dropped and is released to go home to her brother. The end. Thank you for sticking to the end of my video. Please do me the biggest favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.